We don't have forever. It's an obvious statement that I don't realize enough. It's something that I'm learning more and more. In the Epistle of James, chapter 4, verse 14, he writes, "Whereas you don't know what will happen tomorrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away." We live much of our lives thinking we have tomorrow. We awake to a new day believing it'll always be there. We'll always have another one. Planning for tomorrow like we'll always be here. We look forward to milestones with the self-assurance that will witness what we long to achieve. We strive tirelessly for titles and things we wish to acquire, believing it'll make life easier, sweeter, or better. And don't get me wrong, this is not to take away the joy and hope of what tomorrow could bring, nor the effort of working towards something. There's virtue in that. But I ask myself, how often, or do we ever, measure and contemplate on that which we busy ourselves for, against what truly matters in life? Just recently I witnessed the passing of a family member, of which took my family by surprise of how sudden it happened. We received the doctor's report 2 days prior to the passing, saying they only have a couple days to live. Before this, we all thought that they would have at least a couple of years, or if in a worst case, a few more months. We were lucky enough to be there and say goodbye before they took their last breath. Have you ever been in the presence of someone that's dying, witnessing the final moments of life fading out of the person? Amongst many things that you may feel, I found that it was sobering. Thinking to myself, this person is just like me too. Flesh and blood, with hopes and dreams. I found myself asking, at the end of a person's time, what is there to show for? Whether the life is short-lived or long-lived with the good efforts and endeavors, what is there for the life that has passed? At this moment in time, I was reminded of the words of the psalmist in chapter 90, verse 10. He writes, "The days of our lives are 70 years, and if by reason of strength they are 80 years, yet their boast is only labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away." The affliction of death can teach us many things, and one rings loud and clear, and that is the frailty of man's life. Afflictions bring the realization that man's days are few. When we are prosperous, when affliction is absent, when our lives are going well, we feel invincible. We feel as if we could live in our present state forever. We feel as if we are in control of our destiny, and we think that as long as we continue in the strength of our own wisdom, our lives will remain prosperous, peaceful, and plightless. It takes affliction to bring us back to reality. If there be any ounce of high of life I felt at the time, it was surely swept away at the tide of death. Sobering, knowing one day that will be me too. To the question, what truly matters in life, I'm reminded of the words of Jesus in Matthew 22, verses 37 to 39. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second one is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself." I believe it's love. Love for our family, friends, love for our fellow men. Every decision, action, and motive must hinge on that. When my time comes, I think if there's anything worth boasting, it would not be any material thing that I possess, accolade, position, or title that I hold, but maybe the comforting presence of those that I loved. We don't have forever, So what must we do with the time that we have here on earth? I can't say that I've got it all figured out. But as I read the Holy Scriptures of the Bible, I'm inspired and moved by the words of the writer in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. Micah writes in the book of Micah chapter 6, verse 8, He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. There are so much options in which we can take the direction of our lives. I think one has to think of the end from the beginning before dedicating his life to a pursuit. To what end? We don't have forever. I think we should contemplate on what truly matters in life before we live the rest of our lives missing it.